Okay. It's live, right?
Let me check. Probably takes a bit of time to. Oh, it's live.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Guess we should start. Hello. Hello, everyone in the internet. Why are you laughing?
I really like your like clumsy say hi. Hello and welcome. This is Poor Money Advice, the podcast that explains how shit we are about finance, and it's done by Kirssa Ng and Heegon Park. Hello, Krissa.
Hello. Yeah, so I'll introduce myself. I'm a
Woo!
3D artist in a day job. Then I do some creative side projects. And you guys came to the right podcast, asking from the fellow artists. You'll be rich in
About
no
the
time.
money. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And let me introduce shortly. My name is Heegon Park. I am a Korean living in Tokyo at the moment. I am in digital marketing company, and I'm doing a stand-up comedy as an amateur. Let's say I'm an amateur stand-up comedian, kind of working on some jokes. And yeah, so guys, you are in the right place as well, because I am a digital marketer and do comedy. No one likes finance. Anyway, okay, all right.
Move on to explain.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
please. I mean,
like
Krissa, why did you? I mean, we've been talking about this projects for quite a while, yeah. I'm not sure like the reason why. I mean, even though yes, we should talk about something, but you're the one who told me that yes, we should do something about finance. And why did you decided to do this?
so why I think this podcast is necessary.
Yeah.
We are we are both in our early 30s. In our late 20s, kind of like after we started to and then
Mm-hmm.
we started to trying to understand economy business. Sometimes it can be very daunting. They have their own terminology that is like kind of difficult
Mm-hmm.
to get
Mm-hmm.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I think this podcast we want to talk about in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why I think
Mm-hmm.
we should have this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, I also like during the COVID times, I did try to put some money in the stock market, and after I lost like 50%, I realized that okay, this is not something that I should. I mean, my approach is really wrong, but I
Uh-huh.
need to like learn a bit more about in general
Mm,
about whatever hell that is. And for some reason, I realized that not many people explain some issues or details with in an easy manner, right?
yeah.
And with jokes,
Yes.
obviously, like all the finance people, I mean, they all like working in a bank or investment bank, always wear some Armani shirts and try always moan about the poverty,
Yeah.
and I kind of hate that.
I
But yeah,
do
that's why we started the
um
cover.
I do follow some, but they're mostly like based in America, and all of their advices like they keep talking about Roth RIA or something. Their
Yeah.
system. It's so like it's probably similar to what Japan has for NISA. So like you
Ah.
can maximize your index fund like paying it per
Mm,
month, and then you can get tax reduction. Yeah, they keep talking
mm,
about things only in LA or like in America or California especially, but like what about
uh,
the other world, the other part of the world? Like we should talk more. I mean, especially because me and you are in Japan, right? We'll talk.
huh?
Japan has quite a unique economic market,
Yes.
so
Yes, very true.
that's why I think our podcast is a little bit different in those areas.
Uh-uh. Yeah, and two, two. I'm really glad that two financial novices is trying to get better and at the same time trying to make fun of that. But like yeah, and it's really interesting you mentioned the pensions and all the like some products that makes us the tax deduction. And I mean, are you also kind of worried about the financial health as well? Can you
Yeah,
dig
oh,
a little
yes,
bit more?
yes.
Mm-hmm,
So when I get into uh when I reached 30 years old, I started to
mm-hmm,
like think about my future. I was
mm-hmm,
thinking like, okay, how much money should I have for pension, or like if I want to do take a conventional way of living,
mm-hmm,
that is like
mm-hmm,
having kids and
mm,
buy a
yeah.
house. And what
Mm-hmm,
if I want to take a break, like 3 months off from work? Like, and also, what if my parents got sick, or if I get sick? Or
mm,
also, what if I want to chase my dream goal and just like fulfill my dream, for example, just create my company and stuff? Or if I
oh.
just want to travel the world, like there are so many options, right? And then I try
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm,
calculate like how much money do we exactly need. It drives me crazy. It really made me very anxious. So what
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh,
understood is like for retirement, uh
uh-huh,
America and Japan both,
uh-huh,
they're only like 30% of the population are prepared. So 70%
uh-huh,
everywhere, mostly they are
uh-huh,
not prepared. And also,
uh-uh.
you know that our life age
Expectancy.
yeah,
Yeah.
they expanded from, it used to be 60, now it's 80, and then in our
Oh shit.
generation it might be
Mm-hmm.
even goes to 100, if they can keep evolving. I mean, they might
Uh-huh.
even be able to replace organs at one point, right? That's when we can live till 100. And then it's like, okay, if
Uh,
you're going to
uh,
retire at 60, it means 40
mhm.
years of pension that you need to prepare. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
When
Uh-huh,
you're
uh-huh.
50, do you still want to work? I mean, 50 or 60, when you have back pain and stuff, do you really think you should, you are ready for it and stuff? Like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's really crazy. And I researched like if you want to have a kid, one kid in
Mhm,
Japan,
mhm, mhm. Oh shit, you
from,
actually calculated. Oh.
yeah, from 0 year to elementary school, you need to
Uh-huh.
have roughly Nisen Mangen, which is like
Okay.
1.5 million US dollars. That's crazy
Okay.
expensive, right? And
Uh-huh,
then
uh-huh.
if you want to buy a house, if you buy the most cheapest house, like apartment or like
Mhm, mhm,
old houses, it might cost like at least Nisen Mang yen. And
mhm,
if you want a little bit more comfortable, it goes from ranging depending on the location. Like, is it a little bit
mm,
far from Tokyo or not? But it's ranging from Gosenmaen to Nyokuyen, which is
mhm,
like
mhm,
ranging from $3.7 million to
mhm.
$1 million. And
Shit.
then if you check like if you don't want to work for 3 months, like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm burned out for three
Mhm,
months, the basic income salary, the standard Japan, it's 30만 yen. So
mhm.
like for 3 months, it means you need roughly 100만 yen, which is like 7,500 US dollars. This is for rainy days
Shit.
fun. And then if you want to go to school again or switching career, that's going to cost a different amount of money. Obviously, like depending
Mm,
what course you're going to take and stuff. And
mhm, mhm.
also, me myself, I want to self-publish a book. That
Eh?
small project only, it's going to cost me like $1,000 roughly. But I have like couple of small projects,
Mm,
passion projects that I want to do, and
mhm.
everything just costs money. I mean, Heegon, you're producing comedy clubs events, right?
Yes, very true. Very true. And like to be honest, mate, for all the viewers, like we have two, to all the viewers, doing a stand-up comedy in English in Japan is not the lucrative business. One of my friends told me that you are entering the smallest market in the entire developed country. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough to gather people and even try to make money. It is way tougher than I expected. Anyway, yeah, I do believe the same thing. I mean, yeah, I didn't calculate the money that much, but I do recognize that money. It is important to have some sort of a buyer, you know.
Mm,
Yes, sometimes you get promoted, sometimes you get lose your job, but every time you have if that's some difficulties, if you have something that backs you up, then you can do more. I guess more challenge. You can do more
mm,
challenge easily, innit? So yeah, that's why I'm kind of worried about this financial health.
mm.
My financial health is shit, and do I want to improve? Yeah. But here's the thing, like, since it's our pilot, I think we might have. It is okay to explain like what are we do in this podcast, right?
Okay.
Do you have something in your mind?
Like you can go first, I guess.
Okay, right. Anyway, the point is, yes, as we already mentioned, we're trying to explain some difficult stuff in a comedy way. Funny, more fun and more casual, but probably say loads of slangs and efforts a lot. Will it be okay?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Fuck it, let's do it. All right. Okay, let's move on. I think our introduction is over. Let's move on to our first topic, which is about Japanese housing market.
Yay.
Yay! Yeah. I heard. I mean, compared to other East Asian countries, I heard the Japanese housing market is pretty cheap. No? Like,
Yeah.
Krissa, do you know some details about it?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
Hmm.
in Indonesia, I think if we want housing loan, it ranges
Uh-huh.
around from 5 to 12%. Yeah,
The interest rate.
yeah, the interest rate.
Okay.
But in Japan, it's from 1 to 3%. It's so cheap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, depends on the person's like income or something, or like job stability. But yeah, it's compared to other countries, it's quite low.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah, my hometown,
Hmm.
it's crazy. Yeah, but we are going to compare to our hometown housing market,
Yeah, yeah,
just like
yeah.
roughly talking.
Sure, sure. I mean, whatever you want, it's all right.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Last night I just asked my telling me the the house that we used to live in.
Uh-huh.
I mean they're still in it.
Mm-hmm.
They bought it for 85 million, and it goes to 4 billion Indonesian rupiah. So it's like roughly 47 times in 35 years. Yeah,
For
so
real?
I think it's
35
yeah,
within
and
10 years.
yeah, that's why I feel like in other countries, if you buy a
Uh-huh.
house, you don't have to
Uh-huh.
think about pension fee. But in Japan, because the value of the building depreciates, you still need
Yeah.
to have pension.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah. Oh
but
yeah. Yeah. Do
yeah,
agree. Do agree.
if you're foreigners who's looking into buying houses in Indonesia, you need to
Mm-hmm.
consider the currency depreciation because in 10 years
Mm.
it goes down around like 30% of the value.
Do agree. Yeah. 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 Oh God, the currency is crazy. But like seriously, 35, wait, 35 times up for the past 10 years. That's pretty, that's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
we
I'm sleeping and eating, and turns out my 100 yen is getting 3,500 yen. So, oh fuck, I can order some better foods. I can have Korean chicken if I have that money. Yo, like 10 years of 100 yen, now it's 3,500. Yo, I'm definitely into it.
what
Like,
about Korea market?
I think it's also pretty similar. I mean, Indonesia and Korea, we both have a very similar. Um, background, I would say, that we used to be a poor, but now we're getting better and better, we're richer and richer, right? So by doing that, also the Korean house market in general, on average, it for the past 40 years, it up to like 30 more than 35 times higher. But like here's the thing, especially these days, especially in Seoul area, the houses is getting really wild. Like I saw the map, I saw the numbers and found out that in general, in everywhere in Seoul, one apartment, being big or small, like huge or tiny, whatever
Mm,
hell that is,
mm.
costs around in how can I say, in Japanese yen it will be like 1억 yen.
No.
Which will be like 10 oku 10억 won in Korean won, and if you calculate that to current US dollars, it will be like
Mm,
$76,000. And yes, it may not be that big, but you need to recognize that the Korea is not the richest country on the planet. So yeah, that money is huge, and especially the value of the house like skyrocketed for the past couple of years, because one of the reason is that the government tried to, how can I say, boost the economy by increasing wages, and by that, when people have extra money, people started to invest in something else like stock market or real
mm,
estate or bitcoins, and because of that, like everything is so high. So like even my friend, one of my friend who really wants to buy a house, but he said that he's never gonna buy a house. Mm, If he worked till 140, he might buy a house in Seoul. So yeah, things are really hard. Things are like, if you have a property, it'll be nice, but if not, it's kind of a doomed. But compared to Japan, I think this like property value uprise is quite normal in all across Asia, isn't it?
mm.
Yeah, but like Japan is so different, right?
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
facing
yeah, yeah.
stagnation. I think that's the word.
Yeah, yeah, very
Not
true, very true.
inflation, not deflation. It's stagnation.
Yeah, but like the twice as bad as the other ones.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
horrible
god.
because Japanese inflation every year I heard it's like it's used to be less than 2%, but they still have inflation. But
Mm-hmm.
because of stagflation, the
Mm-hmm.
salary didn't raise.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
yeah, definitely.
yeah, that sucks.
Mm-mm. I used to work in a Japanese company. They said that they're international, but we all know that they're Japanese because I was the only foreigner in that department. It's just, oh my god, all of them are so mildly racist. I can't just do a thing but laugh. Like, hey, Heegon, you're Korean. You eat garlic every day. It's like,
What?
damn, yeah, yeah. Seriously, that's sort of, but like, that's not their intention.
uh,
They're genuinely just curious. They read some
okay.
articles on the internet. The Koreans like garlic, yeah. I was like, hey, Heegon, are you the person who actually do that? It was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, I actually do eat that. I
I
drink I eat garlic every day. I drink soju every day. I eat kimchi every day. So yeah, what else? My body is health. I do plastic surgery. Of course, every stereotype belongs to me. That was pretty interesting. But like yeah, anyway, when when I work in that company, I realized that even though I work really long and I did a long shift, I did work quite a long hours.
mm,
But my salary is, compared to my friends who work
mm,
in Korea
mm,
or United States, salary isn't it's not the money I got is really low. Like I
mm,
was like one third of what they got.
mm.
Even though I work more longer than my
Oh
friends.
no.
Maybe it's industry, maybe it's and it differs from the education gap. The differences. Maybe there's something, but still, consider that we both came from the same university and probably have a kind of different skill set, but we both are sort of have our own skills.
Mm,
The value is like my value is one third in Japan
mm,
compared to my friends in Seoul. And I was kind of pissed about it. I did the research, and
uh,
turns out there's some interesting backgrounds, some difficult but interesting
mm,
backgrounds
mm, mm,
that caused that. Okay,
mm,
okay, let's go to the fun part, mate. Okay, my part. So there's a thing called liquidity trap. Have you ever heard of it, Krissa?
Roughly, I guess. But
Roughly,
please explain
roughly.
it.
Oh yeah, I read I wrote down the script, so I need to read it. But like, so basically, so here's people's what people this is theory. When people have more money, they spend, right?
Mm,
That's so obvious. The
yes.
government often gives people money by lowering the interest rate, so people can loan money easily, which means that they can spend more. That's what the like theoretically that's how economy works.
Mm,
If the government give to people money way too much for a very long time, people started, why am I spending this? Why am I spending? Why I have to like spend money from this? And they just
mm-mm,
stopped spending. All the money are kind of meaningless.
mm,
That's I know this is a very wrong explanation, but that's how what liquidity trap means. So
mm,
liquidity means money, the amount of
mm,
money, and trap means you're trapped. You're fucked
mm-mm,
up.
mm,
So there's too many money here, too much
mm,
money, and that's why you're trapped. So, but like if I try to explain in a very Korean way, I would say having a liquidity trap is having kimchi in your entire life. Is for the first 1 week it's good.
uh,
After that is like it's there. So all Koreans love kimchi, but I mean, we say that we love kimchi, but if when we go abroad, but in
uh.
Korea, that's like, of course, it's everywhere. It's like same as water. It's everywhere. Some guys don't even pay that. Why I have to pay kimchi to all the money? Like, oh, no.
Mm,
Anyway, that's a liquidity trap, and there's a reason why that happened in Japan, which is kind of serious. So, in 1980s, Japan's economy was booming. Not just booming, but Beyonce level booming.
mm,
Booming. Were really good. But after that, the bubble crashed. Because of the real estate price, the bubble crashed, and they have a depression, like a long-term depression for 30 years. In Japan, they call it 30 years of lost 30 years depression or lost 30 years, yada yada yada, you name it.
mm,
And it's been tough for the past 10 years from 90s to 2000. And from around the 2000, the Shinzo Abe, God rest his soul, kind of a racist though. But anyway, he he made a policy called Abenomics,
mm,
which is really important. And here's the thing: what he wanted to do is let's put, let's lower the interest rate so low, even that minus interest rate, so
mm,
people don't save their money
mm,
and then invest that money to some industry that are kind of useful for us.
mm,
So yeah, that's what basically what Abenomics means. And but since like 2020, yeah, it's been 20 years since we Japan has been doing Abenomics. But the thing is, even unlike our expectations, the Japanese people, they don't get the normal Japanese people don't get high their wages like still there, still in 1990s level.
yeah, that's
Even though we put loads of money. Yeah. And that's where kind of a liquidity trap comes in. Like we put loads of money to the people, but they just start and they don't spend. And the income of the people is really low.
mm,
And we thought we were scammed, but turns out there's some reasons to it.
mm,
Um, like here's the thing. I mean, when government gives you money, they don't give you directly, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say you're the government, you
Mm.
want to give me money, what would you do?
All cheaper. I'll make some stuff cheap. I'll sell some
Yeah,
cheaper.
yeah, for example, like your NFT workout, I can have like 0.005 Ethereum, and then yeah,
Uh,
that's a bargain for me. I mean, that's that's something that Japanese government did for the past 10, 20 years. What they did was they lowered the interest rate
mm,
fucking low, like almost minus, and that they created money and give them to loan that money to banks, the mega
mm,
banks in Japan, like Mitsubishi or other ones,
mm,
so
mm,
that they can lend money to people and companies as well.
mm,
But after all the mega banks got the money
mm.
and the money suddenly disappeared. money just suddenly disappeared. They didn't go directly to companies or people. And turns out there are two reasons.
Mhm.
One, most of the companies started, how can I say, making better products for the past 20 years, or some investment in some lucrative businesses like IT or a semiconductor,
Mm.
that sort of thing. But what they focused on was daycare and infrastructures. It's interesting because like daycare and infrastructure, they wanted to build roads in Japan, even though there's fucking plenty of roads in Japan.
Oh yeah, is that why we keep having koji? Like they keep
Yeah.
fixing the ground. I don't know why. It's
I
like
know, right? I
even
know, right?
sometimes one spot they do it like
Yeah.
almost couple of months every year. The same spot.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that
Yeah.
is that about.
No, right? That's so like waste of time, waste of money, right? I mean, if they gave me that money and if I do the plastic surgery, then I'll be like the richest guy on the planet. I'll be like the fancy comedian in Tokyo. Like they're just wasting it. They're just wasting it, and not only the small scale, but also big scales as well. Like for example, making a huge dam in Tohoku area, making a Shinkansen line, even though no one used it in
Mm,
Kyushu area.
mm.
That's one thing. And the second thing is they focused on daycare, but not
Daycare
the daycare
as
for
in for
uh,
kids or
no,
like
not
parents?
for kids, but the elders
Oh, okay.
or over 60. Like 40% of the population are like over 70 and 80s, yeah? I mean, they can't live alone. They can't even go to supermarket easily. That's why I need some daycare centers. Or it's like some people helpers who go there and like do the stuff. And probably one of the reason why that's why like all the like people from Philippines actually works in that place because they are always running out of staff and they need people.
Mm,
They need cheap labor.
mm,
So anyway, that's what happened for the past 20 years. So as a result, Japan has Shinkansen, of course, and Japan also has the best daycare service in the entire planet, entire East Asia. I mean, yeah, I mean, even if you get old, you can still enjoy your life.
mm,
Thing is, all of them that doesn't mean that all the companies get profit, right?
mm,
Yeah, and compared to like, for example, Taiwan, for example, they used to be nothing, but now they're the most important country on the planet because they had TSMC, the semiconductor company, right?
I have no
That's
idea
that.
about that. What is
Yeah, well,
semiconductor?
like the chips inside your phone.
Ah, okay. Ah, I see.
Yeah, yeah. All the iPhones like basically made in Taiwan, I guess.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm saying this because one of my viewers, my friend, he's working in the semiconducting industry. He's been talking about this a lot.
I see. But I do remember like when
Uh-huh.
USB was a thing, like everyone saving stuff in USB, like when it just started
Really?
to get popular, USB. USB drive.
Ah, uh-huh, uh-huh,
I remember
uh-huh.
one of the my favorite USB was made in Taiwan. That's so random though. Yeah, it's like so cheap and it's so
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
stable. Like even back
Oh
then,
yeah.
like 15 years ago when I start
Uh-huh.
learning graphic design and I have to
Uh-huh.
save most of my homework there.
Uh-uh.
Like there is really really cheap and stable. Like some USB drive, they can like
Uh-huh.
suddenly I'm so
Uh-huh.
sorry, your data is corrupt and stuff, but this Taiwanese USB was really good. I'm sorry. You were
Oh
saying.
no, they're good. They're good. They're actually. I also use that a lot because they're
Okay.
cheap and they're affordable and the quality is really good.
Mm, yeah.
And I don't use I didn't use Samsung that much because they're like what I think is a Samsung is for rich people.
Really?
Like Samsung is for rich people, iPhone is for hipsters, LG is for normal people, and what else? Oh, what other electronics we have? And yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and Sony is for otakus.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, so true in it. So true in it.
Yeah.
Okay, my friend's gonna be pissed about it.
What's your phone then?
I'm using iPhone.
So you're a hipster.
I know, but I bought in a secondhand shop. It doesn't actually count.
Ah.
I was
Smart,
like, look at this.
smart way.
I actually, like I used to have a cracked phone, but
Ah,
I
okay.
fixed it yesterday.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, in Akihabara. It was really good.
Li-
It is good. It is good. Quality
Is
itself
it
is
like
not that bad.
Ichimaen for
Yeah,
fixing?
15,000 yen.
Oh, no.
15,000 and you get a like a new screen.
Ah, I see. I
Probably not gonna resell it, but yeah.
I
Mhm.
have Apple Care because I lose my phone all the time. It's crazy how many times I lose my phone. It's like probably six times at this point.
Tick.
Six times
Wait,
losing
uh,
my phone.
for the past year?
I mean for the past 10 or 12 years. Six times. And
The
also
fuck?
I break my screen phone so often that I think it's more beneficial for me to join Apple Care. So I have Apple Care now.
Okay, you're the slave of the Apple Society. All right, cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it.
Mm,
I think it's worth it. Okay, anyway, back to the topic.
yeah.
So, where was I? Fuck, where was I? Yeah, I'm talking about kimchi. I talked about kimchi and I talked about the liquidity trap. Oh yeah,
You're
here's it.
uh,
Uh, Okay. Mm, So yeah, they invested something that doesn't provide a huge profit in the future.
mm,
The government and the companies, and they also says that some money that Japanese government gave to the cities, the big
mm,
mega banks. Some of them actually went to some of the new startup in that happens all around the world, and one of them was called Alibaba.
mm,
Alibaba groups,
mm,
and it's like SoftBank. You know the
mm.
company, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They own one of the biggest like venture cap. They hold one of the biggest like venture capitalist group in the entire Asia, and they invested a lot in many countries. And their biggest portfolio is
Mm,
Alibaba Group, and all that money came from the huge mega banks in Japan with a low interest rate, and that money came from the Japanese government, and that money came from people's tax.
mm,
So yes, that's why. So because of that, all the money didn't go directly to people, and yeah, we should talk about the wage as well. And here's the thing: the Japan actually they've been having the same wage since the 1990s.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. So the salary that I get
Uh,
is what my dad used to get, which is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. I still have the same money that they have, right?
yeah.
And because the reason is simple, the companies are not that lucrative compared to like 1990s, 1980s.
Mm,
Yeah. And of course, like even though yes, the salary is low, but we never get fired. We probably get a full have some support subsidies from from the companies like free house or like free food sometimes. But anyway, because of that,
mm,
like the companies are not lucrative anymore,
mm,
and companies are not trying to share money to people,
mm,
and because of that, yeah. Not many people have not many Japanese people have enough money to invest in something.
mm,
Yeah. And one of the main theory that Abenomics had was trickle down effect.
mm,
Like if you put loads of money from the top, and
uh,
bottom will also get the money.
mm,
Yeah, that was not great. That was compared to the promise, it's not great. I mean, their promise is basically like if you go to college, you might have a girlfriend, kind of.
That's a good one.
Didn't didn't work for me. Yeah, which didn't work. Anyway, yeah, that's the reason probably what happened in Japan, and yeah, that's one of the reason why the house price is really low in Tokyo. Yeah. Like I mean, I heard that you're trying to buy a house. You kind of look for the house price, yeah?
Oh. Yeah, because with me, I mean, me and my husband, we've been living in, I mean, I myself have been living in Japan 13 years now. So I'm like,
Holy.
yeah, so I'm like every month paying rent. I get angry. It's like this money doesn't go anywhere. It's just like not bringing me anything. I mean, it does bring me roof on the top of my head, but yeah, still,
Mhm,
I think
mhm.
I want more. I don't know. Yeah, so that's why I feel like, okay, can we just maybe buy a house and then sell it
Uh-huh.
later in 5 years? Like, I mean, if we are in Indonesia, that would be a wise thing to do, I think, because every year
Uh,
the housing price rises, right? Like even if I want to
uh-huh,
stay in this house for
uh-huh,
5 years, it will be a good investment. But we learned
mhm,
that Japan is not that case because the building price depreciates. So I
mhm,
research like I I research like not only what not only detached house, but it's like it's also like if you want to do investment for Japanese housing market. So if you buy a room apartment, like
mhm,
two storage buildings, they have 8 rooms. What you have to buy is like
mhm.
you have to pay ichi 1.8 oku yen, which is like
Oh.
1.3 million US dollars. And then if the 8 rooms are all full for one whole year, then it
Uh-huh.
means you get gohyakuman, which is like 37,000 US dollars. And then after 20
Oh.
years, then you get your capital back. But this $37,000 is already included with your annual profit for 5%. Usually
Okay.
the bank loan,
Uh-huh.
they I mean, we established earlier that they give you rates from 1 to 3%, right? So you have to pay the bank 3% and you
Mhm.
get annual profit for like 5 or 10%. If you minus it, then your profit is like 2 to 5%. Yeah,
Shit.
but still it's a very very long term of investment. So it's not in my opinion it's not worth it to invest because it's too long. Yeah.
Too long, yeah. Too long.
And also
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh-uh.
I also research because you've mentioned like a condominium is a good investment. I
Mhm.
also research of the price of the condo.
Mhm.
This one is more hopeful, but so I research like tower mansion. For
Uh,
example, you buy the 18th floor, two or three bedrooms. You
uh-huh.
pay for ichioku 1.5 oku yen, and then
Uh-huh.
which means 1.1 million US dollars, and
Uh-huh.
then
Uh-huh.
you have to, which means this is like if you pay for 35 years loan, you pay the bank for Yongjumang, which is like
Uh-huh.
3,000 US dollars.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
then if you're smart or like you can manage to rent the room to the other
Mhm,
people for gojugo
mhm.
mangen, which
Uh-huh.
means you can get profit for like 4,000
Yeah.
you'll get profit jugo mangen per
Uh-huh,
month,
uh-huh, uh-huh.
which is
Mhm,
like
mhm.
4,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
Jugo mangen is a big amount though because Japanese basic salary is sanjumang. So if you
Yes.
have one tower mansion monthly, you
Uh-huh.
can pay your own salary, half of your salary. So if you have two tower mansion, it
Uh-huh.
means you don't have to work every month.
I mean, yeah, if we work till we die, then if we buy two tower mansions, yeah, of course we don't have to work. Of
Yeah.
course we don't have to work, right?
Yeah. And also the downside of this though, uh
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
me and you, we probably could get only loan for maximum Yongsengo
True.
Hyakuman.
True, true, true.
So you kind of have you need to have your own capital money in this case, even though this
Mhm.
is a good investment. You
Mhm.
might need your parents' help, or if yeah, I think most of the time you'll need your parents' help.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah. There's no way that we can.
yeah,
There's no way that we can buy a house in Minatoku.
the
Yeah.
capital is too big. But yeah, it also means if you're richer, you can get richer. If you're rich, you can get richer. It's really hard to get rich.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's the thing. That's one of the I think that's one of the reason why the how Japan's house pricing is not as high as people expect. I mean, yes, there's a trauma that, like they used to be their real estate was skyrocketed in the 80s and that crashed and they're having a 30 years of depression
mm,
and of course they have some trauma. But like, as you mentioned, the condominium, it's still good. I mean,
mm,
and I saw the numbers and I found out that the cost of the condominium or tower mansion, they reached the bubble period price after 30 years. So the price got recovered. Yes, I mean, still strange that it took 30 years to recover. And yeah, and most of them are focused on and the transaction focus was like done by the rich people
mm,
who got rich, who got lucrative, who got being how can I say, who got rich by
mm,
using Bitcoin or stock or like doing their own business. But yeah, and some of the rich people actually, how can I say, try to buy house, the
mm,
condominium, because first, as we all mentioned, still we can keep the price,
mm,
and second, since the value is lower than cash here in
mm,
Japan, they use it in order to inherit their money to people, to their kids,
mm,
or sons or daughters.
mm.
That's so like having a property is like a tax haven in Tokyo. Just nonsense. Yeah, but that's why. But even if you do that, still condominium price like every each year they have plus 10% high
Yeah.
compared to like Indonesia and Korea. We have like 30% high, 50% high, twice 200% high. That was
Mm,
really normal back in the day.
mm,
I mean,
mm,
it is still now,
mm.
right? But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
only see like 10%. Yeah, that's for the condominium. If you go to the detached house or so-called single family house, it
Mm,
gets worse. Of course, the price is getting higher and higher, but turns out we only, in general, as a total, we only get like 3% increase every year. 3% increase. And Japan's inflation rate of this year is 2%. So basically,
mm,
it's nothing. Oh, it's not a lucrative business. That I mean, of course, depends on the places, but it's not a lucrative business. And turns out there's a reason why. So like there's it's I'm not sure but that's a law or not.
mm,
According to some people, they say that the amount of loan they get
mm.
is basically the limit is like 5 times of your annual income.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if you have let's say 300 man yen and every year, right? Then your maximum is like say 1500 man yen.
But
Yeah, that's the
that's lower than
limitation.
what I expected.
No, right? And if you see the price range of all the single family house in Tokyo, it costs like 8,000, and Chiba and Saitama they cost like 3,000 or 2,000.
No, I've checked though. In Saitama, the more
Uh-huh.
comfortable one,
Hmm.
5,000 gosenmang. 3,000 is a bit too tiny for me.
Ugh. But yeah, seriously, we already know that the house is pretty cheap here. But yeah, anyway, as I mentioned, the wage is way too small. And there's a limitation of getting a loan. And even if you do, we have to do like 30 years. And yes, I mean, we can resell it, but come on. I mean, and plus the thing, the value of house always goes down every 10 years, like dramatically. Every 10 years, minus 20%. Every 10 years, minus 20%. So let's say if one house can, how can I survive for 30 years, yeah? Then every 10 years, the price goes down, goes down, goes down, which means that maybe after 30 years, your house is half the value that you had.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like after 44 years, uh
Mhm.
it goes to zero, I think. Like
Yeah,
taxable
yeah,
price.
yeah, 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 yeah. Very true, very true.
Yeah, I also asked this to my mom yesterday, like, what about
Mhm,
Indonesia? What about the building tax? Mom said,
mhm.
no, it never goes to zero. But, but which means if you wanna buy a house in Japan, it's also a good thing because the building
Why?
price depreciates, which means you get to pay less tax. The building
Oh
tax.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If you again,
It's
if
still
you
nothing compared to it's a bad investment. But still, it's like the smallest brightest side of it is that
Yeah, I mean, again, if we can work till we die and buy a two house, then of course we don't have to work. Of course. There's a tax. We don't need to pay taxes. Everything is so free. But like anyway, because of that, people don't see real estate or property as an investment method, but they just buy a house because they want to live. ROI is way too low, 3 years. So when the local people wants to be some greedy,
Mm.
they don't instead buying a house or property, they more focus on buying 2D otaku anime characters. So yeah,
Oh wait,
basically
are you talking about VR chat avatar?
including that. So yeah, so thus I can conclude my opinion that Japan is now in metaverse society.
I have an interesting finding that I have this week.
What
One
what
of
what?
one of my friends, he sell the clothing of
Yeah.
VR avatar.
Okay.
So because we are all 3D designers, I mean my day job is 3D designers.
Yeah. Yeah.
We make it 3D with 3D software, the shape and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So she make clothing for an avatar. Guess how much in 1 week? Yongmangin. This is her
Shit.
first time. So I think probably 20 buyers if I'm not roughly 20 buyers.
Mm-hmm.
You can sell like one 3D cloth
Mm-hmm.
for like Gosen or and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then her friend is more amazing, she said. Her friend she has a day job. She
Okay.
also do dangyo.
And the overwork overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, she also do overwork. But then
Mhm.
she have a little bit of time to make this 3D clothing and sell it online. And she makes around at least Niju Mangin per month to
What?
Yongju Mangin per month. This is why I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should
What?
start making metaverse clothing, right? Yeah, this week I feel hope. Like, okay, I see some I see some light now.
What? Seriously? You guys make that much money?
No. We don't, but I'm thinking
S-
of getting into it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Don't do podcasts. Get in there.
Yeah,
Don't do podcasts.
it's crazy how anime otaku they don't think about the future. I think they put so much money into their hobby.
I know. I mean, for them, I don't think it's a hobby. That's their life.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's the
Yeah. I
source of their
mean,
happiness.
yeah. I mean, I actually went to Akihabara yesterday
Yeah.
yeah, and to fix my phone. Not
Okay.
buying
Oh,
the
that's
fucking
true.
Hatsune Miku figure. I'm not the otaku, even though I majored in Japanology. Thank you. But like, I saw, like, I saw many of them standing in line trying to buy try some figures.
Mm.
and animes like Jujutsu Kaisen, according I saw that, and all the Kimetsu no Yaiba is kind of dead though, but it's still
Mm,
like they're like spending
mm.
all of them, not all of them, but some of them clearly don't have money to pay the shower fee.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I
And
went to those schools,
clearly,
so I know.
yeah, yeah, and also clearly they are clearly um don't have money to buy new clothes except GU.
Uh, uh,
So they're so identical, cargo short pants, very saying white and navy colored check shirts,
yeah.
always wear some red or greenish t-shirts, wear glasses, never make a haircut. Mm.
Technically, I'm in those industries. Like most of my colleagues are like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
if it's
I mean, look how otaku I am. Can I rem-
you're
remember my Pokemon card collection? This one I bought for 6,000 yen. Now, if I want to
huh?
sell, it's Ichimang Sanzen, or it doubled the price in 1 year. Yay, Pokemon card. Yeah, otaku. If you're smart being otaku, it's actually a good money. But I think you should just like buy and then invest. Like don't hold on to it, I guess.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't hold on. I don't know much about the otaku thing.
Okay.
Seriously, people often surprised that you're in Japan, so what anime you like watching? I watched One Piece once. Like they're all surprised that I say like that. Same
Uh
as yeah, I'm Korean, but I'm not good at video games. Same as that. I suck at it. I suck at it. And one guy told me that, hey, you're Korean. You did play League of Legends, yeah, but I did once. What's your level? Bronze. Well, that guy told me, are you Korean? Shit. Ah, yeah. Why am I here? Why? Yeah, anyway, back to the topic. Back to the topic.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. I just literally forgot what you want to talk. Anyway, about the topic, yes. Since the wage is low, people don't buy house as an investment. Not buy house investment, but actual living.
Mm,
And plus, because of the trauma and the earthquake and the value depreciation is way high compared to other countries. The Japanese property market is considered as the least, how can I say? They don't show any uprise in price, ups in price or downs in price, but stay
mm,
the same, keep down low and low. That is why people are not investing in house, and that's why the house is really cheap
mm.
cheap to buy in Tokyo. Yeah. And please, yeah, the disasters, natural disaster also a
Oh,
thing,
okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah. And you
Oh,
probably consider this a lot when you buy a house, right?
yeah. I think, yeah, Japan is so famous for the natural disaster. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was also very afraid about what if I buy a house and then, yeah, sure, in 35 years, I get the house instead of paying rent, I get nothing. But
Mm-hmm.
then if natural disaster happens, most of the time you'll have to kind of have the fund to repair your house.
Mm-hmm.
So I check like how much of the basic insurance costs. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's around Yongmangen per year, which is not that bad, I think. But in
Still can afford, yeah.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
affordable. Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like the basic ones. You know, the scariest part is if you buy Kasai Hoken, which means like the fire insurance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you get the earthquake insurance and then the earthquake happens and uh your kitchen like blow up or something, the gas leak or something, and then the fire happens,
Mm-hmm.
you and you don't get the fire insurance, you then the earthquake insurance company won't pay for the damage that the burn house part that you have. because it's fire. So you basically it means you need to get lots of insurance, natural disaster insurance. But the one that I mentioned, it's like I think it covers mostly all of the
Mhm.
natural disasters, but you need to be careful about that. So
Mm.
there's also like water leak, right? Like flood or like tsunami
Mm.
or
Mhm, mhm,
typhoon.
mhm,
Yeah, you
mhm.
you need to be careful about your package. You need to get everything, and it might cost more. But the bright side of it, if your whole house got, it's like if it's destroyed by earthquake, the
Mhm.
government will give you hyakumang. It's so small though. It's like, well, it's like better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, in Indonesia we don't have, right?
Oh god.
Yeah, it's so depressing.
I mean, so which basically means that let's say the earthquake happens and the
Mm,
house crashed and someone died. I mean, the house crash, there's a
uh,
high chance that people might die, yeah?
uh,
And which means that my value of life in Japan is basically hyakumai.
uh,
Ugh. Yeah, that's not even funny. Yeah, that's not even
uh,
funny. Alright. I should not have said that. I shouldn't have thought that. I should not have thought that way. Why am I so negative about everything? Like every time I see some numbers, you're like, okay, so that means this one. I mean, my life, my value is not that. Okay, my value is that one. Oh, cool. Yeah, I should die now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Like you still, you you probably say we want to stay in Japan uh, a bit longer, yeah?
me in
Do you
Japan.
want to yeah, in Japan. Do you want to
I think for now,
you want
yeah.
to stay here a bit?
Yeah, I think for
Mhm.
now, yeah.
Mhm.
For right now, I'm a little bit comfortable because my work is not that heavy. It's quite fun, fully. But you never know, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, you shouldn't put
Yeah.
your happiness
Mhm.
like put company's responsibility. I mean, company changes all the time.
Ah, yeah, true. Your husband and you
Oh,
wait, there's some connection error here. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
yeah.
Twitch.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
okay.
Wait, wait.
Okay. Now it's back.
Oh, now it's
Sorry.
online. Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. No worries, no worries, no worries. I'm glad that things are back. Anyway, yeah. Considering like if you probably gonna stay,
Yeah.
it right? Are you planning to are you planning to buy a house or like
Yeah. I've
eh.
calculated for like
Mhm.
one one single person in Tokyo. I think it costs around 7만 5천 per month. Is it?
Oh,
Is it
yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah,
rough number? What's your rent?
I think that's normal. I mean, I I pay 80,000
Oh yeah, yeah,
per month. Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
it's in central Tokyo, so it's so
it's a
affordable.
good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So one person, 7만 5천. So what happens if you have partner and you're like, okay, 2% means 15만 원 per month.
Mhm.
Should we buy a house or not? So if I try to calculate
Mm.
it, if you
Mhm.
wanna buy gosenmangyen house
Mhm.
for 35 years, you can pay jusanmangyen, which is like okay, I guess it's worth it. But
Mhm.
that's if we are talking about inside Tama, like just like what we have
Mm.
established. If you wanna
Mhm.
buy closer to Tokyo, it costs like around 8,000
Mhm.
mangyen,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
mangyen.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
then it means the calculation if you have to pay 27만 yen per month. So it suddenly become like, okay, it's not worth it.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, it means like your partner, if you and your if you're married or something, two of you needs to get to work. Like it cannot be like one of you become a housewife or like house husband. It's not worth it. You'll it's better to buy house in Saitama. Yeah, it's better to buy house in Saitama because Chiba is more unstable for natural
Mm-hmm.
disaster. Like
Yeah, true,
earthquake,
true.
the land is like unstable. So we kind
Mm-hmm.
of suggest or the west side of Tokyo.
Mm.
But
So
there's
yeah,
one hope.
anyway.
There's one
Oh,
the last
oh,
hope
I
is
like the hope. Yeah,
if
I like the hope. Bring it.
if you buy renovation house, uh we calculate we kind of like look into it. So roughly you can save around 1000만 yen if you buy
Mm-hmm.
old house and then you renovate it yourself. Most of the time
Mm-hmm.
you can get
Mm-hmm.
the same quality of new house.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't be able to tell, I guess. Like if you renovate it nicely, then you can save 1000만 yen, which is pretty big.
Oh,
That's why it's
pretty
quite
big.
popular buying renovating house.
I mean the value of the old house is basically zero,
Yeah,
and if you change it and resell it,
yeah,
still there's no room for some profit.
yeah.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Or otherwise, you need to pay up. And as I keep mentioning, if you have two town mansions still
Mm.
working 140 years
Yeah,
old, and then of
that's
course you don't have to work.
that's
Don't
the
have to pay
best
taxes.
option. Unfortunately, it's not for us.
We can live. We can live 140 years old and we can still doing podcast. This podcast thingy. Yeah.
I don't know. I bought lottery like once in
Ah,
6 months. I hope I
oh
get
my god, you do.
Ichioku.
You do. Oh my
You buy?
gosh. Oh my day.
You
No, I
buy?
don't. I don't.
But still, the if you once you buy, even though the percentage is probably like 0.0001 or something,
Hmm.
it's 0.0001 is still bigger than zero. So
Oh yeah, I know that you're a very positive person.
what?
Oh yeah, you're really positive. Yeah, really positive. Like I can't even imagine how. Ah, okay, okay. Shall we just go to the conclusion?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, shall we go to the conclusion? All right. So, Krissa, what's your conclusion?
So my conclusion is like most investment, it's like either low risk, low return, or high risk, high return. So if you have the money to buy the expensive condominium, the tower mansion that we've mentioned, I think you should buy. And then if you want to buy a house, it needs to be long term. It cannot be like after 5 years you just sell the house and make profit. No, it's better if you're super sure you're going to live in it for rest of your life or like half of your life or something. Then you can buy a house, preferably West Tokyo, west side
Mm,
of yeah,
mhm,
west
mhm.
side. What about you?
Yeah, the Suginami one or Saitama. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, 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 uh. Okay, so my conclusion. What should I say? What should I say? What should I say? If I want to conclude, I probably want to say it like this. Look, if you want to be rich, you shouldn't be here. There's a reason why you're stuck in Tokyo.
oh damn.
So
Harsh
yeah,
truth. Harsh
it's a
truth that
reason
I'm
why.
trying to ignore for 13 years.
If you want to be super rich, if you want to be super famous, yeah, you shouldn't be here. There's a reason why you got stuck. But, but if you still like this society, if you still want to live here, a house is one of the options. Not because of the investment, but because of for your mind control. So yeah, yeah, that's my conclusion.
I'm reminded of the harsh truth. Like I
I
should
know,
have
right?
left.
I know, right? I'm also facing that every time, every day.
How long have
Yeah,
you been in Tokyo?
I've been like I did back and forth
Ah,
between
okay.
Korea and Seoul. It's been Korea and Turkey, to Japan, so it's around 10 years. This time it's been it's been 3.5 years, I guess.
You keep coming back. So it means you actually like it living here.
No, no comment. This is the only easy. This is the most easiest option that I can have. That's why I'm here.
uh
Seriously.
that's so true though,
And
because I'm
mm,
doing art stuff. That's why I'm in Tokyo. If I want to
mhm,
do business, I probably go back to Indonesia because we are like the fourth biggest population in the world. So it's like
mhm,
the growth economy is like expand exponential.
mm, mm,
It's
mm.
really big for good for business. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I do art. I want to do
Mhm.
the artist life.
What should I do? What should I do, Krissa? What should I do? Should I do digital marketing in Indonesia as well?
Uh
Maybe I can rent a
oh
small room from your house, and do the Google
oh.
thingy like okay.
If you want to buy a
Right.
house in Indonesia, there's like one thing that I suggest because
Mhm.
Jakarta is flooding, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I heard that.
it's a sinking city. So you should we're moving the capital city to Kalimantan, the Kalimantan
Ah,
island.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
So they already kind of know which area is going to be the center of the city
uh-huh.
and still a good price to buy now with a good deal in Kalimantan if you want to buy. I mean, you can use even of the depreciation money of value of Indonesian rupiah, you can use it
Uh-huh.
for retirement in Bali, you know? You can be like diving under the sea in Indonesia. It's quite nice. We have
Yeah.
so many Japanese retire there, like so
Yeah.
Australian too.
I think I can easily blend into the society. No.
Yeah. That's my plan though. So like I won't I already know that I won't be able to save up that much of money for my pension. So like
Mhm,
spending my retirement in Bali would be like super cheap, maybe one third
mhm,
of the money
mhm,
that
mhm.
instead of living in Japan. Yeah, that's my plan.
You know what? You know what? I've been here for like 10 years, but never expected by meeting one Indonesian girl who suggested by we should buy a house in Kalimantan. That
Really?
is so never thought about. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
look
you
at the
never know.
price. 47 times. It's 47 times. It's big number. Although it's in 30 years, but still every year it's not bad. It's double the price.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a
I
big
mean,
chance, a good opportunity. Oh,
okay.
also
I
housing in Indonesia itself, I think it's you probably
yeah.
can get spoiled.
Yeah, okay, I need to rephrase I need to rephrase my comments a bit. I never thought of seeing a Japanese seeing an Indonesian artist in Tokyo and got a recommendation about the investment in buying a house in Kalimantan, saying that that's the place for what East Asians live. Yes. Who fucking knows? Who would have thought this would happen? Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, maybe I should consider it because yeah, I don't think I can go back to Seoul. With my salary, I don't think there's no way that, at least in the current level, I can't go back.
Really? So
I
is salary in Seoul is compared to?
Yeah. Yes, yes. I mean, it's only limited to the big companies.
Oh, okay.
But most of my friends works in a big company,
Hmm.
and as I mentioned, their annual salary is 1.5 or 2 times bigger than mine. And that means, and even though they're not the developer, they're all from liberal arts schools, and they learn um novels and poetries.
What? That's crazy.
Oh God, I hate my life. I hate my life.
But I think we're still early our life. Like 30 is still young. I think we still have good opportunity and chance.
Yeah, I will look for the price in house price in Kalimantan. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I need some translation.
Okay.
And if I like fail everything, can I just live in your small room so that I can do
Where?
let's say I got really broke, and if I'm really broke, is it okay to rent a small room in your apartment and do my comedy thingy till I die?
I I probably, yeah, I have so many fashion projects. If you are willing to work for me, then maybe yeah. I have way too many passion projects. I can use some help.
All right, all right. Ah, my God. I think that's it for today. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Uh,
you so much,
thank you so much.
Heegon.
Thank you so much, Krissa, and thank you so much, all the listeners. We got like 5 for some reason. Who
Seriously?
are you?
Seriously?
I mean, we used. I mean, now we have 3, and no, and it's 5. It, you 5 was the toughest. We got 3. I think 2 of them are mine, but still. But still, yeah. I mean, there's some people who are actually listening to us.
Oh, but I this time I put the tag on Twitch, like just chatting tag.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Hmm.
people are interested in listening to people talking, we are on
Yeah,
that list category.
I
But
think so. Yeah.
so maybe there are some stream other part will listen.
I mean, no offense, but the people who listen to this podcast 11 a.m. in Sunday, I think that person is maniac.
You don't know if she or
We are the
he
maniac, though. We are the maniac, though. You know, we like the maniac people.
actually maniac sounds
Kind of, yeah. To be honest,
it's an honor.
kind of cool. Kind of cool. It's better than Japanese salaryman.
Which technically we are.
We're maniacs. We're maniacs. Uh, on weekend, we're maniacs. On weekdays, we're salarymen. Divided. Anyway, yeah. Thank you so much for all the help and support, Krissa.
Yeah. Thank you to hold me accountable for this project.
Okay, we'll be back. Let's discuss when we should do the next episode after this
Ah,
streaming
okay.
ends.
I
Mm.
guess I should stop streaming, stop recording, and continue.
Sure, man. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you
all
so
the
much,
guys.
everyone.
Have a nice day. Bye
Nice
bye.
day.